Blood and Salt by Kim Liggett. Read to you by me. Chapter 9. Invitation. Wait! I ran after him, not caring how pathetic I looked. Just as I reached the corn's edge, Rhys stepped out of the towering stalks, nearly giving me a heart attack. If you mention this to anyone, I'll never speak to you again. He made a beeline for the car. Completely stunned, I stared off into the dense field. Rhys should have run right into him. Ash, my brother snipped at me. Do you mind telling me why some guy's taking off our hubcaps? I turned, my head pounding with anticipation. Was it him? How did he slip by me? I brushed past my brother to get to the car. When his head appeared over the side of the SUV, my heart fell. An old man, red-faced, wisps of white cotton candy-like hair, shellacked to his skull with sweat. There you are, the man said as she was grinning friend. I was afraid I lost you. Rhys looked at me for an explanation, but I had just as many answers as he did. The old man flashed again. Tanner Beaumont, he said as he bent down to put the hug pack back on. I've never seen a spinner like this. Escalade, huh? Stained, wife beater, overalls, missing teeth. You've got to be kidding me, I said under my breath. This must be my mystery man's boss. I think I just met your colleague, I said in relief as I leaned up against the car. Goober? His eyes lit up. That's his name, I winced. He didn't look remotely like Goober. Yeah, he's a good boy. He didn't give you too much trouble, did he? Sorry if he drooled on you. No, he didn't, I answered, as I stared off into the corn. What can I do for you? He stood up, and I swear I could hear every one of his vertebrae grind into place. Got a bunch of Hondas, I even got one of them Priuses. Where did all these cars come from? Rhys asked. Well, we call this here the Kansas Triangle. He motioned at the land surrounding us, like the Bermuda. Yeah, we get the reference, I interrupted, but the cars are all here. Oh, it's not the cars that disappeared, it's the people. What? My brother went ramrod straight. This land here's cursed. Used to belong to the Indians, see? People come here looking for Quivira. They come from all over the place. Weirdos, spiritualists, reporters, geologists, historians, even a few of them ghost hunters, and they all disappear. Haven't had anyone in a while, though. Now it's that 2012 Camry over there. What do you mean, they disappear? Rhys asked, shifting his weight nervously. The old man leaned forward like he was telling a secret. They go into the corn, and they don't ever come out. Have you called the police? The man grinned, digging his thumbs into the straps of his overalls. I am the police. Rhys pressed his lips together and let out a nervous burst of laughter. Time to go. We get there to Quivira, I asked. I suppose you're looking at it? There's at least 45 miles of corn. No roads. He looked up at the sky, dreamily. Sometimes at night, you can hear the crows. All of them flapping. Wings sound like helicopters, only there's no lights. Just like that. An enormous balding St. Bernard jumped out the back of an old white Cadillac, knocking Tanner to the ground. A huge line of drool dropped from his jaws onto the man's face. Goober! He let out a high-pitched giggle. That's Goober? I said. I was talking about the boy, the man I met here earlier. He looked up at me in confusion. How long you been out here, Missy? Kane's heat stroke ain't no joke. There was no boy or man boy. Awesome. On the plus side, at least the figment of my imagination was named Goober. You weren't planning on going in there, were you? He said, as he got to his feet, squinting into the corn. 'Cause if you do, save me the trouble and leave the keys. This car will make a fine convertible. I can cut off the top, be good for hauling trash. Give us a minute, please. Rhys dragged me towards the back of the car. We have to get out of here and call the police. The real police. He whispered. You heard him. People go into the court, but they don't come out. Look at all these cars, Ash. I stood in front of him to try to block his view. Maybe those people wanted to disappear. Mom said it was some kind of utopia. Rhys grabbed the keys out of my hand. But he just said the guy had a Vietnam flashback right in front of us. Since when are you so gullible? He stared out over the corn, a deep crease settling in his forehead. The summer solstice is 5 days away now, I said as I put my hand on his shoulder. The sun is getting ready to set. If we're going to find her, it has to be now. We have to try. We can always come back and call the cops if we have to. Rhys gave me a nearly imperceptible nod. I grabbed the bags from the car before he could change his mind again and set them down in front of the junkyard guy. Can we park here for a few days? Tanner twitched his head to the side to spit through the gap in his teeth. Not for free, you can't. I peeled off a bill from one of the stacks and stuffed it into the bib pocket of Tanner's filthy overalls. Here's 100. I'll give you another when we come back. He fondled the cash from inside his pocket. Sure thing, he grinned. I put on my backpack and then tossed Tanner the keys. Rhys begrudgingly picked up his duffel and the briefcase. Aye, what's your name? Tanner called after me as we walked toward the corn. Larkin, I answered. I didn't have to think about it this time. I felt it all the way down to the marrow of my bones. The old man's face went slack as he turned and scurried away from us up the dirt road. The hell? I murmured. I was starting to get a complex. As Rhys and I stood at the edge of the corn, the sun began to melt into the horizon, casting a golden glow from across the field. A breeze blew in behind us, forcing its way through the stalks, revealing a path, like an invitation. I heard my brother swallow. It's good to be afraid, I said. It means you still have something to live for. I took his hand, and we stepped into the corn.